It has thankfully been confirmed by Jon Favreau himself that The Mandalorian Season 2 will not be given a new release date and that it will be confirmed to be released this month of October 2020, just as planned. Favreau has also elaborated before, saying that the filming of the season has been finished, so they're presumably just going to have a little editing to do, but I think we can definitely assume that it'll be coming in October. So I think a lot of our Star Wars fans have been seeing the news and all the memes about the massive amount of characters from the Clone Wars and other movies that are going to be included in this season, and it really is a long list. So obviously the characters from Season 1 being Greef Karga, Cara Dune, Moff Gideon, Baby Yoda, and of course Din Djarin will be returning for Season 2, with Moff Gideon playing a big role as the villain. And it's confirmed that we'll get to see some epic lightsaber action in this season. So I think the first character that was announced to be included was Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars series, who would be played by Rosario Dawson. Now I have heard that there has been some controversy surrounding the casting and stuff that Rosario Dawson has allegedly done, but I don't know if any of that's true, and I honestly don't know what it's going to affect in terms of the actual season. Ahsoka is probably one of my favourite characters in all of Star Wars, and I know that she's very popular with the fans, and we're all going to be looking forward to seeing her in live action. Another character that was confirmed is going to be Boba Fett, played by Temuera Morrison. So for those of you who don't know, he's the same actor who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, and Boba Fett is a clone of his father, Jango. So it makes sense that they're going to get Temuera Morrison to play an older Boba, who, according to my calculations, would be about 41 years old. A lot of people have theorized that the figure we saw approaching Ming-Na Wen's character, Fennec Shand, in the first season was Boba, because of the classic jangling of his boot spurs, and I think it's a safe bet for now. Boba's appearance and supposed death in Return of the Jedi was disappointing to many people, and while we have seen him partially redeemed in the EU and canon comics, it's going to be a lot more awesome to see him on screen in live action. Another character to possibly be in the show is Captain Rex. Now Captain Rex would probably be pretty old at this point in the series, because when we saw him in Star Wars Rebels, he was already really old, and The Mandalorian takes place roughly 9 years after the Battle of Yavin. If he came to the series, then he'd definitely be played by Temuera Morrison too, because he's obviously also a clone of Jango. It would definitely be interesting to see how Temuera Morrison is going to be playing both of these characters, because there should be a pretty big age gap between them, with Boba being about 41 and Rex being about 60, and then with the supposed actor for both of them, Temuera, being 59. But then again, we know that clones age differently to humans, and Boba also ages differently to clone troopers, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. The remaining characters that were rumoured to appear, we don't have much information on, but it's rumoured that Rebel Sabine Wren could make an appearance. She's also a big fan favourite, and honestly, I just hope that she's done justice on the big screen. A lot of people also theorised that the character that we saw in the trailer could have been her, and I think that's also a pretty safe bet. Another character coming is Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order game, whose casting we don't know. Cal, I think, is a really interesting character in Star Wars because, unlike most of our favourite Star Wars characters, Cal isn't a prodigy or the most powerful Jedi. In fact, he's just a really average level Jedi, like Ezra Bridger and Kanan Jarrus, and definitely isn't in the same tier as someone like Ahsoka. The last character who I saw on this list is Bo-Katan Kryze from Star Wars Rebels, as well as from the Clone Wars, who's supposed to be played by Katie Sackhoff, who voiced her in the Rebels and the Clone Wars TV series. So for the plot of this season, I think the emotional stakes are definitely going to increase, and something that I've been speculating is that the scene might bring us things such as Din Djarin and Baby Yoda being forced to separate due to Din not being capable of looking after him and giving him the life that a child deserves. Judging from the trailer, which hasn't revealed much, Din is probably going to be encountering many Jedi or Grey Jedi or Dark Jedi or other Force wielders in his search for a home for Baby Yoda. Many have speculated that Ahsoka could take Baby Yoda to teach him the ways of the Force and possibly make him a Jedi, or rather possibly a Grey Jedi like herself, although to be honest I don't even know if Ahsoka counts as a Grey Jedi, or if she isn't even part of any faction. Other characters that could play a role in training Baby Yoda are Cal Kestis, Luke Skywalker, although him being trained by Luke Skywalker would imply that Baby Yoda died in the sequels to Kylo Ren, which no one wants. Ezra Bridger, or possibly any of the EU Jedi like Kip Duron, have a good chance of mentoring Baby Yoda. In the trailer, Din seems to have journeyed to Mon Cala, the home of the Mon Calamari and the Quarren, which we see on a barge with Din, and the scene of him grappling at metal bars while a room fills up with water is very reminiscent of a scene from a Star Wars comic involving Luke, so there could be a connection there. Another theory that I've been thinking up that is probably a very long shot for plot speculation for the season, but that I think would be really awesome, is for the World Between Worlds, aka the Veil of the Force, to be used. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a realm that joins all of space and time together via potentially infinite paths and entrances and exits that lead throughout time and space. Now, Sabine and Ahsoka both have experience with this realm, so my theory for the use of this realm would be that it could be used to create an alternate timeline and potentially reintroduce the Star Wars expanded universe that was fleshed out in comics and novels. So if you don't know what the EU is, it's basically the sequel trilogy but made up of all those loads of novels and books and comics that have been made non-canon since the Lucasfilm acquisition by Disney. I am a massive fan of the EU, and I personally think that it would be awesome to reintroduce it into Star Wars by creating an alternate timeline through the Veil of the Force. It could also potentially give way for a Star Wars 10 film that surrounds the merging of the canon and the EU universes that would finally allow for us to see EU characters back in canon and on the big screen. Now, this theory of universe merging has a lot more to do with involving Abeloth and Rey's vision of her evil self, so if you want to see me make a video on my theory for that, then I'd gladly do that, but for now it's a pretty long shot as far as plot speculation goes, but I would personally be very interested by it. So there you go, those are my personal theories and breakdown of the first Season 2 trailer. Now let me know if you want me to go further into any of this stuff. There is a lot more lore into all of these theories that I made. And join my Discord to chat about anything you want to chat about, and follow us on Instagram. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Cheers.